So I have a mindful and meditation class that we love so much. That's really dope. So if you want to just understand meditation more, we have that. And then, of course, one of my favorites is Barbershop Talk, which is the program specifically for Black men.
Yeah, that was off the hook. I love, what was the gentleman's name that was hosting
Craig Cook.
Craig Cook?
Shout out to Craig.
He was a great host. He did a great job. It was on point.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah, so it was you, Craig Cook as the host, and Adisa Banjoko from 64 Blocks, and Dr. Charles Wyndon.
Yeah, man. That panel, they were like one after another. We were just all complimenting each other's
knowledge.
Yeah, modalities.
I loved it.
You
it
know,
was so good.
So many tools and resources that you could use.
Yeah.
But let's change the speed, because I see you brought in a poster or something with you.
I did.
Like, what's going on with that?
So I'll pull it out and I'll just, I don't know if I can show it. So tomorrow, I'm going to be on a panel.
March 31st.
Tomorrow, March 31st. Thank you so much, Mr. Cat Fitness. Tomorrow, Friday, March 31st, on Cesar Chavez Day at the Oakland Museum.
Okay.
Very local, OMCA. We have Weaving the Possible Futures, which is involved a lot of really dope DJs, poetry, and panel discussions. It'll be myself, Flava Elisa Mora, who is a poet, and lots of DJs, DJ Alma, and my really close dear friend DJ Black is one of the co-facilitators. And yeah, so if you have some time, please stop by. I believe the time starts at 5.
Okay.
Is when the event starts. Poetry at 6:45. At 7 o'clock, the panel discussion begins.
Do I have to register and get tickets somewhere, or do I just show up?
That's a good question, Kat.
Okay.
I think you just show up.
Let's just show up, y'all. Pull up.
I think you just pull up. It's free to all ages, so it's an all age event. You can bring the youth there, and then I believe after this event they're actually having a party, like DJs.
Nice.
So then I'm gonna go.
I'm leaving the kids at home.
I'm bringing my kids to the discussion. I'm gonna take them home and come back. So I can.
Nice. Can I see the?
You absolutely can. Yes. So
what time does it start?
It starts at 5 p.m.
tomorrow. Oh, good. Okay, so it'll be after school
at Oakland Museum. Yeah. Tomorrow there is no school.
Oh yeah, it's spring break already.
Spring break.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Not for my child has school tomorrow.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh no, tomorrow's Cesar Chavez Day, so my kids don't have school, but they have me working anyway. So it's more work for me. But yeah, so it starts at 5 o'clock, and it's going to be a really dope event. So shout out to DJ Black for inviting me to be on the panel discussion about weaving possible futures. I appreciate it.
Yeah, one of the things that I really took away from the first half of the conversation was like how when you discuss and work with other people, you're very open and be like, I'm not perfect. Like, I'm working on this just like you're working on this, you know? So where are you at in your journey right now? Like mind, body, spirit, like...
You know, it's interesting. I definitely feel a lot stronger than I did 3 years ago, but I also realize that even in our moments of growth, there's still like these moments of growth, right?
Yeah.
Like you're growing and you're still growing. So I feel like as far as like my nutrition, way stronger. I'm like solid. Exercise, still working on that. I'll get involved. I'll fall off. I'll get back involved. I fall off, but I never stop trying.
So my question to you is, the nutrition seems like you said, it's like, okay, I got that. What makes the fitness aspect the challenging component?
Consistency and discipline. And I feel
but that is the same thing with the nutrition.
It's not, because everybody
it's the same
loves to eat.
Okay, and everybody has to eat.
But not everybody loves to exercise, Kat.
Right.
Everybody loves to eat.
And this is the other thing, like, you know, I hate to use this excuse, like the whole motherhood thing, but like, as, you know, I have so many things on my plate, it really becomes an instance where you have to make a decision about your ability to love yourself the way that you should. And it becomes like a self-love mode of like, I know I need to do this and I need to be disciplined and I need to carve out some time no matter what. Like, I don't care what kids have to be to soccer, what I have to cook. I'm going to have to take out 30 minutes to take a walk or go to the gym. Yeah. And so I think that's really where I'm at. Like, right now I'm clearing space in my house so I can create a space in my house. So if I can't make it to the gym, I can work out at home because I know that it has to be done. And as we get older, it's not just about your nutrition. Like, if you're not, if you don't have a combination of the both, then one is kind of weaker, right? Absolutely. They're the nutrition and the fitness are strong together. And then when you throw in things like meditation and mindfulness, it just makes it like a powerhouse of tools to like heal yourself.
So when you go to soccer practice with the kids, why not, while they're practicing, why not take some laps or just a walk?
My kids are not, I was just throwing it out there. My kids don't go to soccer practice.
It was just an example.
It was an example.
I thought, for a brief second, I thought our kids went to soccer practice. Like, I was right there. I was like, okay, soccer practice.
Well,
like,
I have
go
a
ahead.
son that plays basketball. So with basketball, it's a little bit different, but he's older. So he doesn't, I'm not
he doesn't
at
need
his
to be
practice.
there.
He gets his own Uber rides
with the kids. So, I mean, but that's a really good point. Like, even, you know, since COVID, like getting my kids back involved in physical activity is necessary. But my kids do all their physical activity in like their after school program. So I have to actually now step outside of all of that and go, all right, when can I finish some time to work out?
So,
and also it can be what you love or what you're passionate about. Because I dance, and so that's the reason why I get out.
Okay.
And of course I'm a yoga teacher too.
Yeah. I'm gonna say a quick little story.
Something you like.
So when I was training in Oakland, at the Ultimate Sports Academy, right? We do our strength and conditioning programs while they had their baseball and softball workshops, right, at the facility. And it would be parents sitting there watching their kids for like an hour, maybe 2 hours, going through these baseball and softball camps, right?
Right.
And it was this one girl that was on one of the softball teams, the traveling teams, that was like, man, you could just tell she was an all-star, right? Every time she go in there, batting practice, you hear her cracking the ball, pow! And you're like, wow, that's a little kid? Like, she is dope. Like, right?
I like your sound effects.
Yeah. Boom, pow! Yeah, you know. But at one point, when I was doing my classes, I would see her mom there, and I'd be like, hey, why don't you come join us and do a class while your daughter's doing, you know, her softball program? And she was like, no, later. You know, just procrastinating. She wasn't doing nothing. She was just sitting there on her phone for like an hour to 2 hours, but she was always there with her daughter, at least 5 days a week, right? So maybe like a year and a half goes by. And then I look up, and that same girl that was there consistently 5 days a week wasn't there anymore. So I asked one of the head coaches, like, hey, what happened to that dope girl that you guys had on your team? Like, she was like a real all-star. You could tell that she was going to go somewhere, right? And he was like, well, she couldn't make it anymore. And I was like, oh, what happened? He was like, her mother passed away.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Right? And he said, you know, due to health issues, she passed away. And I was like, wow, what if she did something with that time that she had? Because obviously she had some kind of time. Yeah. But in her mind, it was like, no, let me just sit here and focus on my daughter.
So this is where...
But hold on, let me the last little piece. Okay. It's like, let me sit here and focus on my daughter, right? Right. But to the point where you're neglecting yourself, and now you're not even here for your daughter. Yeah. Now you just change. With you not taking care of yourself, now the trajectory of whatever was going on with your daughter has to change because she just lost her mom as well.
Well, we oftentimes do not believe fat meets greasy, as my mother would say. But coming from the psychology background, right? I think to myself, there's always a reason why we are not doing whatever it is, you know, something. Yeah. Okay, so for her, it could have, and obviously rest in peace to that poor lady and her family, but that could have been her mental health moment, right? That could have been her downtime. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we don't know what was going on in her life, or maybe she knew she had some health issues, or maybe she didn't. But like we were just talking about, things that go hand in hand,
Yeah.
right? We can't think to ourselves, you know, only fitness, only mindfulness, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
If we have to find a way to get our people, our moms, you know, our communities
Moms
into
and
a
dads.
mindset, yeah, moms and dads, absolutely, into a mindset where they are able to take mental breaks. Right?
Right.
So maybe that was her mental break time. I don't know. Maybe she
Yeah.
needed to scroll. Maybe she was playing a game on her phone or something where she had so many other things. Of course, I'm making up this scenario because I didn't know her. But she could have so many other things going on in her life where that was her spot. That was her time to do nothing.
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of rest in whatever way, shape, or form you can get it. Just like Trisha Hersey's book, Rest is Resistance. Whatever way that you can get some rest, because we go in this culture all the time.
Yeah.
And I love a nap. I love to relax. I will sit in my car and take a nap. I will get rest any way that I can. And so there's got to be some balance, because what you're saying, Kat, is, you know, instead of doing whatever she was doing or being there for her daughter, you know, watching her daughter, scrolling on her phone, she could have been moving her body. And yes, you know, but also maybe she was relaxing her mind. Who knows? And so I think that's a piece of the puzzle that our culture needs to figure out.
Right. Yeah.
Because people are having really bad mental problems and super stress. Stress is a killer,
Lots
which is
of
why,
anxiety.
yes, stress is a killer, which is why I retired when I retired early, right? Because I was just like, I'm going to end up gone like a lot of people.
Yeah. But even with all that being said, right, the key thing is we have time, but how are we utilizing our time, right?
Right.
So even if she did want, you know, that time to herself, right? Like I said, she was at least there for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
1 hour could have been towards like, hey, this is going to be my chill time. I'm going to watch my daughter.
Right.
The other 30 minutes to an hour can be like, okay, let me go get on the treadmill. Let me go do one of the classes. Let me do something for myself, right? Because with that, you're going to get the endorphins that make you feel better anyways. That's going to help you with a lot of that stress.
It's an education piece that a lot of us don't have.
It's not even education. You can. I'm a coach. I educate. That's what I do. You can have as much education in the world. It's the application of the education.
There's that.
I think we undervalue the importance of application. We don't know that lady's situation, so we can play scenario.
Right.
But it's the application of education that is so important. They say that, you know, the old saying is knowledge is power. It's really the application of knowledge that makes it power. So one thing that I know about coaching is you can give the person the information, but you have to, and you know this, Kat, as a coach, is goals. What goal? So that's how you can apply the education more effectively. Maybe she already knew. I'll honestly say this. She probably knew. She probably knew because you already had told her that she should be doing that. But there was something, to Kenya, your point, there was something that was making her say, even though I know I should be taking my time out of my day for self-care and exercising, I'm in a situation to where I just want to sit here, scroll on my Instagram, probably watching TikTok videos, relax for 2 hours and watch my daughter do her thing.
Well, what viewer Tiffany, hey Tiffany, thank you for making this comment, is she said align them. Right? Which is the balance that I was talking about, because it really hurts me just as a mom and, you know, as a woman, as a human being, to hear that story, because, you know, it just always kind of makes me wonder, you know, what actually was going on with her, and anything could have happened. You know, we don't know what happened to that woman,
right?
You know, but I do think it's a good point for this discussion to happen a little bit more often, can we find ways to carve out the time for our fitness things, whatever kind of workout you need? Well, yes, but also self-care can be resting.
Yeah.
And can be doing nothing. Yeah. I say in my yoga class, I said this during Pussy Yoga last week. I said, whatever it is you want to do in this moment, laying on your back is a yoga pose.
Yeah.
Lay there and just breathe if that is what you need to do. And some people need permission to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to bring up the fact I appreciate that you went to your audience, because for one of my viewers, Fatima said, like, we really don't, when you don't really know, it's like hard to say like what conditions like somebody may have where they could not. But I think the overall idea and is just like the preventative, right? Like, what are the things that we can do to prevent ourselves from being in those positions and situations with our health where we don't have the option any longer, where we can't drum up the strength. And I completely agree with you in regards to the resting part, because somebody told me today, I need you to take some time off and just do nothing. Just sit down. Yeah. It's not easy. And I think in our culture, especially if you're very driven, like, taking time off is almost like a sin, and you feel really guilty about it. And when I rest, sometimes I'm like thinking, gosh, well, the laundry needs to get done, and I need to do this, and I need to be answering these emails. And then at some point, like, when your health starts to break down, though, you'll realize that none of those things matter that much. That email can wait.
Right.
That laundry gonna be sitting right there when I get up, and everything's gonna be okay.
That's right.
But what's important is that I take care of myself. So whether it's that I need to take a nap, or I need to take a complete day off, or I need to go take a walk, or I need to go to the gym, but we all have to decide for ourselves what that looks like for ourselves without feeling guilty about any part of it.
Yes.
Just even if you're just starting with a small walk, you don't have to be, hey, I'm vegan today, but just start with one meal of your day, just fruits and vegetables. Go to the produce store. I love to just like look at vegetables and produce that I've never tried before and just try something new. And especially now when we're talking about kids, like getting them to try new things, because it's us, right? We're the ones that teach them the bad habits. And so we have to now go back and really kind of correct some of the things that we've culturally done wrong. And we also cannot feel guilty as a community when the systems have been put in place for us to destroy ourselves.
Ooh,
we have to look at that.
That's episode 3 right there.
We have to not beat ourselves up as a community and say, you know what? We cannot
feeling a little
guilty.
Passionate over here.
Yeah, I'm just like beating on the table. I was doing something else the last time I was here, and then he was like, if you don't stop tapping on the table, I do. I get really passionate. But yeah, we do have to be able to honor that for ourselves, that we have intentionally been put in food deserts, and we have intentionally been fed things, whether it be mind, body, and spirit, that have been designed to destroy us from the inside out and all around us. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, that's for a whole nother episode, because that rabbit hole goes real deep. But
you're a prime example, though, of one person, right, being able to do something. Each one of us can do our small part. And I feel very blessed and very grateful that I'm able to do that. I really genuinely feel like I was led.